Hine Gifty Auntie, welcome to the Standpoint. Today we are going to have a very educative program. I think barely a week after I met Nana Sakwal, the Dumasa Hine, he told me to read about something called Dyslexia. Today we are going to have a very frank discussion about this condition that is destroying the lives of very young people, not because of the condition, but because they are not being diagnosed at the right time and properly too. I'd like to say thank you to DTP for my cloth. Siba, that Chic by Siba, made this dress for me. And thank you to Matilda Hood Couture for my accessories and my brooch. Thank you to Paba Cosmetics, ever faithful Paba Cosmetics. They give us the makeup product. Makeup and more apply the makeup for us. My hair is by Chocolat Hair. She's based in UK, but she's Ghanaian. And if you need any, just let me know and I'll hook you up. You can also look for her on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. She's on all the social media platforms, Chocolat Hair. We take a short break. When we come back, my guest is Nana Sakwal, the fourth.
Hello, I'm Amma, and I'm a W Young professional.
My name is Benedetta. I'm a W in business.
Hi, I'm AC, and I'm proud to represent the W and family.
I have access to the best sources of inspiration, an outstanding mentor, career workshops, and more.
I am connected to a panel of professional advisors. I even got a new business partner through a W seminar.
Being a working mother is amazing, and W empowers us with special lifestyle offers, an early saver for the kids, and bank assurance protection for the whole family.
Sign on to W at any Access Bank branch near you.
Get inspired.
Get connected.
Get empowered.
W, inspiring, connecting, empowering.
Middo, President, what?
Odo, why your best my power?
Tina tomac mixture. Oh, be only us and you for every bean yasem. Sana tina tet malakeno so. Etu malaria, tipaye, stress, and unam yao biase.
Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tina tet in Europe.
Aye, Pussy Chamfa.
Welcome back to the Standpoint. If you just joined us today, we are talking about living with dyslexia. Yes, that is it. Dyslexia. That's what we'll be talking about today. And I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. They are Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, the generator expert. Thank you to NS Chemists, producers of quality and affordable medicines for Ghanaians and beyond.
Lip tomato paste.
Thank you to Access Bank's Access W, that beautiful, amazing product for women. And thank you to Tinatet Herbal. Tinatet Herbal. Now my guest, he is the chief of Akwemu Edumasa. He is the Jasi of Akwemu Tafo. He is the host of PM Express on Multi TV, Joy News Channel, and he is the host of his own program. That's My Opinion. That airs every Monday at 8 p.m. on Joy FM. And most importantly, he is my husband. Kokonsa applause. He is Nana Sakwal, the fourth. Nana, welcome to the Standpoint.
Oh, thank you. When you were mentioning, makeup by Paba, brochure by Hood Couture, the husband by Dumasa.
That's right. Husband by Edumasa. Thank you to the people of Edumasa. It's an honor to have you on the Standpoint.
Thank you. It's an honor to be on your platform.
How's Mary treating you?
Very well. Very well. Marriage is treating me very well.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm enjoying married life.
You are enjoying it. But are you comfortable about the topic we're about to talk about? Dyslexia, living with dyslexia?
Yeah. Even though I've never spoken about it before, maybe to the extent to which I will probably say it now, I think so.
And why do you want to talk about it? Why do you want to break the silence now?
Well, I can see lots of kids, and every time, normally the way you pick it up, like, oh, this child is not doing well, that child is not doing well, and then sometimes you look at the child, and when you talk to the child, you just know that no, he needs extra help, which others are not picking up, and I've been through it. So maybe somebody would hear me out, and they may identify the traits in their ward or their child, and say, oh no, that's not the case. Let's investigate further.
How's it like growing up?
It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. You see, I don't have a sorry story like, I walked barefooted from Mankasim to Accra. We had no food or, no. We had a, reasonably good life when I was growing up. However, I grew up in an era where everything was your report card.
Right.
Go and bring your report card. Go and bring your report card. And my report card was absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. And as soon as your report card was horrible, you don't get enough rewards, and you're classified as dumb, lazy, stupid, all those things. And it could shatter your confidence. It could really shatter your confidence. However, if I'm not supposed to put the thing down on paper and I need to talk or argue out my point, or if the test is oral, nobody can beat me. No way. If you have to stand in front of the class and let's say, talk about myself or talk about what you did over the weekend, and I have to stand in the class and narrate it, nobody can touch me. But if you say we should put it on paper, I won't be able to beat anybody. Yet still, nobody picks up that. How is it possible that he's able to articulate himself and say this, but he can't produce it on paper? Once you can do it on paper, go and sit in the back, or if there are some lashes to be gotten, stay in the queue for your lashes. And so you go through life, constantly. So anytime you are exposed to something which has to appear on the paper, boom, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
So I'll be writing, and I want to say, as we discussed, but because I can't say discussed, I can't spell it, I need to find another word as we talked. And sometimes it doesn't enrich what you're trying to. So you're always trying to find the simple words to write. And so when you present your work, it's not nice.
Right.
And if I don't write in capitals, I can't write fast. And so to write in small letters, I have to think. I have to be thinking. Every word I have to think. And then maybe I'll be writing end. So it's A-N, and then a D, I'll do the capital. So I have to cancel it out. So my work is full of cancellation, spelling mistakes, and everything. And I just wish
that must have been very frustrating for you.
No, it's horrible. No, it's horrible. It's really horrible. And I think what was bad, how I got it bad, because I'm an extrovert. I'm not the one who's in the corner. I'm there on the football field, even though I can't play, to save my life, but I'm there, I'm everywhere. I am arguing. I was very outgoing. So I had a good collection of friends. However, and it's all at the end of the term, where did you place in class? Then I have to repeat. And then my colleagues will move on to the next class, and then you move on, and then you repeat, and then you move on. I just could not catch up. And, my dad was such a good man. He was, even though, old-fashioned father, he just based all your rewards on your report card. If you were going to be any son worth his salt, it was based on your report card. He was a very, good man. I wouldn't fault him at all. Maybe because he didn't understand what I was going through. So to him, I was lazy. I just didn't want to learn. But it's like, you cannot read 2-3 pages before you start feeling dizzy, or you think, no, I need to close the book.
Did it affect your self-confidence and self-worth?
Yes. You see, I think I was just lucky because of who I was. I was able to disguise it with other things. So I had a drama troupe in school. So every term, I'll do like 3 plays where I have to write it, direct it, and then they'll come and act it. So I was finding solace in all these things, like my drama troupe or things that was keeping me away, from just having to produce things on paper. If you say I should say it, I'm more than happy, but it can shatter your confidence. I mean, you come to school, you're in class 3, all your mates are in class 4, you're still in class 3. And then you move to class 4, and then you move to class 4, you're still in class 4, and they move to class 5. You just can't keep up. Because I can't write to save my life. And nobody, from my parents, from my teachers, cannot understand that. How come he's so active in class, like question time, and please, I would debate every teacher. But I can't put it on paper. And nobody clicks that no, it's not normal, because he led the class. He brought all the questions. He came up with these ideas, which is now been even given to the class. Okay, let's now use, those days I was quick using Timisa, so let's use Timisa's ideas. But then I can produce it on paper. And nobody will call and say, why is it that you can't produce it on paper? Because we used to have this game that we play, right, where we have we bring a topic to argue. So let's say, men are better than boys. Let's argue. So I pick one side and we'll argue, and I'll bring out all the points, and I say, oh no, Kweku won it. And I say, okay, let's swap. And then I'll swap it, take the other side and argue it. And I say, oh no, with these points, he still won the argument.
Right.
So they also, you have to be a lawyer. I'm thinking, yeah, right. How am I going to be a lawyer? What am I going to write?
Right.
You see, so I could run away and find solace in those things.
Not too late for you to be a lawyer.
So you see, I could run away and find solace in those things. So I wanted to do cinematography, because I knew that, that's a lot more acting. I don't have to write too much. If I go in there, I can be doing camera work.
So that limited your dreams, so your options of dreams.
Very limited. It was either going to be in the army, because I just shoot people and jump on parachute, or cinematography. Cinematography, I think, came naturally. I heard my grandfather was a good actor. KSM lived in our house. Enima Misa lived in our house. I'll go with her to the Art Center. There used to be a theater there. Yeah. So we'll go and watch her do plays and, KSM. So all those guys have been in the house, and I used to write, little scripts and things with all my spelling mistakes, but I used to write my little scripts, and I used to like it. That, wow. I remember I wrote a story about a walking stick that, comes to life when everybody sleeps. And it's a really horrible story, very horrible.
But that's an interesting, it sounds quite interesting.
Well, it was. They went on a picnic, they saw this walking
stick.
The walking stick.
The walking stick.
That was the title, The Walking Stick.
The Walking Stick. You see why you married me?
So that's how I hid my disability. That's where I found my solace, and it wasn't pleasant. Honestly, it was not pleasant.
It wasn't pleasant. On that note, I'll take a break. When we come back, we get talking some more.
LEAP. Leap tomato paste. What else?
Honey, when it's a little tomato paste, it's a idea. And so be also.
Madam, the food tastes very good. What's the secret?
LEAP.
Leap.
Leap tomato paste. Emma Edwani de Papa.
For bulk purchase, contact 050-140-1088.
Hush, my little baby.
For babies' tummy pains, minor digestive upsets, or teething, hearing mothers everywhere use Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture. It's quick, effective, and sure to leave babies smiling again in no time. Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture from Ennis Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
back. Welcome back to the Standpoint. I'm talking to Nana Ansakwa the fourth, the chief of Akwemu Edumasa and host of That's My Opinion and PM Express on a Multi TV, breaking his silence for the first time on Living with Dyslexia. And I'd like to say thank you to Cake Techniques, Power Cosmetics, Yep Cleaning Services, Mac Catering Services, and of course, House of Foods. Matamits gives us the port. I'd like to say thank you to Jandel for that beautiful flower. Thank you so much. Banana. So, did you ever finish school?
No.
In Ghana?
No. If I tell you, I started Jack and Jill, Martin de Porres, Northridge Lyceum, back to Martin de Porres, Emprise Secondary School, Accra Academy.
I didn't know them prior secondary school.
That's how come Julius Deborah is my friend.
Oh.
Accra Academy, Nkwetia Secondary School, Harvard Secondary School, before I was able to finish up to Form 5.
Why?
Because I just couldn't make the grades.
So when you don't do well here, they move you there?
Shift. You just kept shifting. I just couldn't make the grades. I just could not make the grades. And they just move you. So when I traveled and I went to the UK, when I first got there, I had a friend who had set up a valeting shop. He was valeting Range Rovers. It's actually Dovi's brother.
Okay.
So it was an easy employment, just got in there.
Dovi is his friend, brother, so yeah, he's Papa Baini.
So he just got in there. So for the first 2 months, we were valeting Range Rovers. But before I left, I was a hotel manager for my dad, and I was also the pharmacy sort of supervisor for daddy, so I was sort of looking after the two. Okay. So after 2 months, I thought, why am I doing valeting Range Rovers? Forget it. I walked across the road, there was a men's shop there, bought myself a pink shirt, trousers, kitted up, bought the Financial Times to look intelligent, hopped on the train, straight to Oxford Street. Went into Cecil G, went to Bali, picked up all the forms.
All the designer shops.
All the big shops.
Top shops.
All the big shops. Filled out the form, and then I got a job at Bali. So...
How did you manage to fill up the forms?
Oh, they don't ask you for much, apart from the bit where you have to write a bit about yourself, but then you can just, keep it brief. So,
okay.
Yeah. you can keep it brief. So then I found sales as another hiding point for me. I said, I just have to talk. I don't have to write much. So sales was one for me, and sales is like acting. You come on there and you're performing. And Bali shoes were very expensive back then. Like talking 1994, £600 a pair of shoes. I mean, you had to justify to the customer why they bought this. And then I realized, I got a knack. So between the branches, everybody wanted, like on Saturdays, I want him to come, because anytime I come, I make the numbers for them. So I moved from shoes to cars. So then I started working with Peugeot. Now Peugeot does a lot of courses, and I loved it because it was all practical. All the Peugeot courses were practical, and anytime I go and come, I have an award. I was in heaven. I mean, I think I still hold the record. 25 cars in a week. Wow. I still hold the record. They gave me a gold cross pen, which I lost at JFK.
So at what point did you know that you have this condition?
When my son went to school.
Your son went to school?
Yeah. When my son went to school, and then, I could see some of my traits in him. So automatically I thought, well, you're also lazy. So the teacher calls me and says, no, your son is not lazy. Because if we are talking in class, he's on top. He's very articulate, he's very sharp, he's very this. And he doesn't like to learn from a book. He likes to learn from movies And the teacher was just talking about me. I could watch a movie and recite it. I mean, I could see things and just, but I just, you don't tell me to go and read a book and come and reproduce it, So that's when I realized that, so all these years.
This was my problem.
I just needed a different method of learning. I needed it more physical, more experimental. Let me touch it. Tell me and let me hear it. And that's it. Once if you tell me I hear it, that's it. So for any exam that I write, it's what the teacher has said, not the notes that I'm writing. That's a waste of time. is what has been discussed in class. I can keep it till exams. I can't go and read and come and some people hide in the corner and read. I'll be wasting my time. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Let's make examples. That's what I'll write my exams with. And I went through life. I went through hell. Absolute hell. It's not nice. It could finish. I mean, if I hadn't been an extrovert, I'm sure it would have just shattered me for life. So when I came back to Ghana, everybody's like, hey, you have to have a degree, because if you don't have a degree in Ghana, you are nobody. So, oh my God. So I enrolled at Methodist University to do marketing. And I'm sitting in the class, I'm thinking, I have done this before. But on the exam, I wrote on the paper that, listen, I am seriously dyslexic. My spelling is not good and I cannot write small letters. So, and they accepted it. And so all through school, the lecturers were quite understanding. Apart from the only one who's my friend who said I was uneducable because I couldn't write the small letters. I said, listen, you talk to me every day. Do I sound like somebody who cannot be educated? I can't put it on paper. I said, do I sound like somebody who cannot speak English or understand English? I said, I just can't spell these things. You think I can spell it? I just decided not to spell it. So, and the funny thing is, I can, I could be writing and I can spell discuss, but somewhere down the line, I can't remember it again. So I have to go back and see if I can find it somewhere there and then come and reproduce it. So I said, so give me a break. It's either you just let me go home or accept that, look, I have a condition. And, with a little banter, they seem to agree that it's not that I don't understand what's going on. It's the reproduction on paper that becomes an issue for me. And I'm sure there are many kids out there.
Yeah. And the good news is Yeah,
I went through it and I passed and I got my certificate.
But then I'm sure after that you've read about this condition.
Sure.
What is it and what causes it?
Well, it's a part of they say it's a learning disorder. They say it's not a mental condition, but it's a learning disorder. It's just a part of the brain that's supposed to memorize words so you reproduce, does not function properly or doesn't function normally. So you would have to do yours differently. It's like if I'm writing small letters, I have a challenge. If I'm writing big letters, it's easier. My mistakes then minimize. And if I'm reading caps, it's easier because, everything I do, for that's my opinion, I script. From A to even the thank yous at the end is all scripted. But it's all scripted in caps and it's there for me and I can read all your 3,000 words for you, in 25 minutes, and it's fine. And I have to write it in a way that it sounds as if I am talking back to you. So I just found a way to deal with it. It's not gone. I still have it. But now I can handle it much, much better. Much better.
I've heard a few people saying that, they have a special training, a social course. Is it a condition that can be dealt with, like eradicated? Somebody can be trained in a way that he or she will no longer have dyslexia?
No, you just find a way around it. It's like having diabetes and you just give your insulin. So diabetes is there, but because of your insulin, you're fine. So you just find a method of learning so that you sort of bypass. But if you use the conventional method, then you're in big trouble. So you just find a way around it. Right. So you always have it. It's like me. If I'm supposed to write small letters now, I'm sure somebody will shoot.
If your dad were alive, what would you think he would make of you now for who you are, what you've become, looking at how you used to perform? As a child in school, what do you think he would have?
I know he would have been very proud. I know my dad would have been very proud, but I really would have wondered what he would have thought, because we've had some banters where he just look at my report card and just throw it away and just walk off like you're nothing. Because the grades on there were just like F's and D's and F's and D's and F's, D's,
What does your mom make of you now?
Mom has always been, even when I was struggling, she was never for or against. She was just sort of there, So I think she was my last vote.
But have you had this conversation with her since you came back?
Never.
How it made you feel and you know,
I've never
how you
spoken
were you've never talked about.
You never know how many schools I even went. I haven't been talking to you about it.
Yes, I'm surprised about the schools you've mentioned. I never knew you went to those schools.
How long it took me.
Oh, didn't you ever see me?
That's how long it took me just to finish Form 5. I struggled. I had it bad. I mean, I had it really, really bad. You know, and if somebody had just understood that, listen, I can learn by hearing, I can learn by looking at things, maybe I wouldn't have struggled that much.
You're watching The Standpoint. The Standpoint is sponsored by Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, Access Bank, especially their Access W banking product they have for women. They also have this maternal maternal health product that is awesome. Now, I also like to say thank you to Ernest Chemist, producing quality and affordable medicines for Ghanaians and beyond.
Lip tomato paste.
Thank you to Tinatet Herbal for what they do for us. Thank you so much to all of them for supporting us. We take a short break. When we come back, how does Nana Ansakwao, the fourth, feel coming back home and seeing children that exhibit the traits that he exhibited as a child? And what is he going to do about it to help the Ghanaian child who is being called in names, who is being made to feel he's nothing or she's nothing, all because people don't understand this challenge that he or she has? We'll be back.
Odo, why your best my power? Cause one num Tinated Venicare what? When I'm say Tinated Venicare, and Kwane Bibidra, clinically no, ya testing with Department of Pharmacology and the Microbiology at University of Ghana on Medical School.
Sir?
Omudum stamp with say by Minia, num Tinated Venicare what?
Hey, Tinated Ambassador.
Abuya Papa. Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tina 13 euro.
When it comes to your family, turn to the anti-malarial you can trust. Mala 2. Mala 2 is a highly effective artemether lumefantrine anti-malarial available in syrup and tablets, specially formulated for children and adults. Keep the whole family healthy with Mala 2.
Live! Hi.
One time. Neighbor to for dinner.
LEAP.
Lip tomato paste.
Oh,
What else is that?
honey. When it's a little tomato paste, be an idea. And so be so.
Never. Don't want to say hi.
Madam, the food tastes very good. What's the secret?
LEAP.
Lip. Lip tomato paste. Emma Edouania de Papa.
For bulk purchase, contact 050-140-1088.
Hello, I'm Amma, and I'm a W Young professional.
My name is Benedessa. I'm a W in business.
Hi, I'm AC, and I'm proud to represent the W and family.
I have access to the best sources of inspiration, an outstanding mentor, career workshops, and more.
I am connected to a panel of professional advisors. I even got a new business partner through a W seminar.
Being a working mother is amazing, and W empowers us with special lifestyle offers, an early saver for the kids, and bank assurance protection for the whole family.
Sign on to W at any Access Bank branch near you.
Get inspired.
Get connected.
Get empowered.
W, inspiring, connecting, empowering.
Welcome back to The Standpoint. I'd like to say thank you to GTP for my cloth. GTP, 50 years of styling the nation. Thank you to Matilda Hood Couture, who take care of my accessories, my brush, which I love, my beads, my anklets, they take care of that. Thank you to them. Thank you to Power Cosmetics. Over 6 years, and they've remained faithful to us, and we are so grateful to them. Makeup and More apply the makeup for me. And I also like to say thank you to Chic by Siba. She made this dress for me. My hair is by Chocolat Hair. Thank you to Chris Edward for my shoe. I've forgotten the name of her shoe, but you can look for Chris Edwards or Tioko Edwards on Facebook, and then she'll hook you up. Nana, coming back home, have you seen children? You've been back home for a while, but have you seen children who were like you, or who are like you when you were little?
Well, I've seen a couple, because I, concern myself with the school in my little Republic of Edumasa, and I hear the complaints of the teachers, which is like the complaints my teachers were making. And when I bring the children closer to me and I talk to them, sharp, they're on point, absolutely on point. And then I realize they hate school because probably they just cannot make the grades and they are being talked down to, so they rather, look, let me just stay home. If it's farming is good for me, I'll stick farming. So, yeah, I have seen a couple, but I know, you see, it's one of those things where research says between about 5 to 20% of the population suffer from it. So it's not like everybody, and mainly boys suffer the most.
Mainly boys?
Mainly boys who suffer the most. Even though girls can get it, boys are more predominant to get it. So
you mentioned that you saw that in your son when you took him to school. So is that genetic?
Yeah, it's also genetic. It's also genetic. Yeah, it's genetic. It can be caused from after you get a stroke. When you're recovering from a stroke, you can become dyslexic. If you had a big head bang your head on something, you can. And they have various forms. There are some that they just can't spell. Some can spell and read. Some don't see the last end of the letters. So they have various degrees of dyslexia that I'm sure people watching could identify from their own words. Maybe that's why he's always adding another letter or subtracting another letter from.
But you have huge platforms.
Yeah.
As a chief, you have, that's my opinion, you have PM Express. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I guess the campaign has started. Funny enough, I've dropped it, just a few bits when I've done interviews, and I've dropped that, when I was going through school, I was quite dyslexic, but whoever is interviewing me doesn't pick up, and then they just let the interview go on. And it's one of those things that it shatters your confidence. You see, so you need to go and stand and say, you know what, I went to about 10 schools before I could finish Form 5. Repeat, move. The whole thing is, well, then you're done. But let me these are just on the net, right? And so there's some of the general things you pick up. The child appears bright, highly intelligent, and articulate, but unable to read or write or spell at grade level. A child appears or is labeled lazy, dumb, careless, immature, not trying hard enough, or behavior problems. Isn't behind enough or bad enough to be helped in a school setting. High in IQ, yet may not test well academically, but test well orally, but not written. Feels dumb, has poor self-esteem, hides or covers up weakness with indigenous compensatory strategies, easily frustrated and emotional about school, reading, or testing. Talented in art, drama, music, sport, mechanics, storytelling, sales, business, designing, building, or engineering. Seems to zone out or daydream often, gets lost easily or loses track of time. Difficulty sustaining attention, seems hyper or daydreamer. Learns best through hands-on experience, demonstration, experimentation, observation, and visual aids, and it goes on. But these are some of the things that you should, people should watch out for the award.
But back to the question, what are you going to do about it?
Well, maybe after speaking.
Because your challenge should be something that you champion.
Well,
your misery should be your message.
Okay, for thanks to Jolly Phonics, they've come up with this new way of reading, which we went to Edumasan. They've actually finished the course now. And the reading, it's it's literally like a sign language where every letter has a sound and a movement and everything. And it's very easy to remember. The teachers grabbed on it, they picked on it. So I hope and I pray that would solve the problem. Because it's very visual, very experimental with songs and signs. So the Jolly Phonics team were there and they've trained the teachers. So the teachers, and luckily the district and my DCE adopted it. So that they trained even the supervisors who would come and supervise. So that it doesn't look like it's just Edumasa people, doing their funny sign languages, but they understand what's going on. Right. So that will help them. But I'm hoping to, speak to people or explain to people, what I went through, so that they can avoid the awards going through that, because it can be helped. I think, had it not been that I was an extrovert or a fighter, there's no way I could mount a platform as big as PM Express or as, that's my opinion.
Because you'd be afraid to speak. Afraid to do something.
Because you're not sure if you're clever enough.
Right.
You're not sure if you're clever enough. And, so somebody even gives you a compliment and you're thinking, really? Because sometimes I meet people who are thinking, wow, this is a big doctor or big professor. And it was like, oh, yesterday you didn't come. Why? I was waiting for you. I'm thinking, hey, this man was also waiting for me.
Yeah, that reminds me. When you went to London, you won a speaking competition or something.
Yes,
speech.
Yeah, Toastmasters.
Toastmasters. Yeah.
So it's like a speaking club, and the whole UK, I came second.
The whole UK.
Yeah, I was second. For delivering speeches. So you go from club, and then from club to region to district, and then it moves up. So the one who wins in the UK, whole of UK, I think you go and compete in America or something. So I came second. I was robbed.
They had to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh yes.
So do I consider the Ansakwa Dyslexia Foundation duly launched?
You see, now I think that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Because I think he has to be a campaigner to help the less. I think so, but hey, I am not forcing my chief. I didn't hold your leg. Okay, let me go to the audience. I think some people have some questions to ask.
Listening to your story, it sounds frustrating and a hell, just like you said. I want to know what kept you going. What was the motivation? Okay, I'll leave this school, go to the next school. Why didn't you just maybe drop
out completely?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
Nana, like you said, that means that you can bring up a child. The child will be normal until the child gets to school-going age before you notice this dyslexia in the child. Is that what you're saying? Everything else will look normal.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Dropping out wasn't an option from the family where I grew up from. School dropout is not an option. You just had to go. I'm sure in my time, the teachers didn't even know what the dyslexia was, even though it was identified in 1881. I don't think the teachers even knew that, because the teachers
and even today, I don't think many teachers know.
Yeah, they were very aggressive and certain that this child is not good enough. Even just 2-3 years ago in university, my lecturer was telling me that you are not educable. You're not somebody that somebody that can be educated. But by that time I was bigger than,
Show me that teacher. Show me that lecturer.
So here I am with my platform on radio and TV, coming to do a course, and you're telling me, I can't be educated. Really? You know how many people I educate on a weekly basis?
Nana, I must say that for me, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you for who you are as a chief, as a media person with such platforms, as a motivational speaker. You are able to come out to tell the world that this is a challenge I have, and I have lived with it for all these years. Because our society somehow, unfortunately, is not...
It's not forgiving.
It's not forgiving. There's some who will take advantage of this, and there's some who will take it and make fun of it and try to, make mockery of it and turn it inside out. You think you're ready to face?
No, as I always say that, I'm an educated man, and I have gotten to, a level in my life where, I can match up with many people. I can match up with any people. At least I dated you. That's a confident man, isn't it?
You are making it sound as if you making it sound as it was more difficult dating me than marrying me.
Oh no, with all my spelling mistakes, I was able to woo you. No. I am very comfortable in my skin. The things that I'm not good at, and things that I'm good at, I am very good at. And it would be difficult to shake me off now. As it's not be easy as the Martin Porridge days. No,
right.
It will be very difficult to shake me off now.
Right.
Very, very difficult. I have an opinion.
You do have an opinion, and you have shared your opinion. And thank you very much for opening up and breaking the silence on the standpoint. I really do appreciate this. And I believe that lots of people out there will learn from it. I think I'm going to give the bit of me to Nana today to wrap up, to speak to Ghana and to the world as to what we can do to help the young ones. We take a short break. When we come back, Nana Asakwa IV will give you a bit of him.
Okay, thanks, viewers. Before I got married to I used to have a little garden in front of the house. So I had my cassava, okra, garden eggs, and I tried to grow pepper. Anyway, before she came and decided that no, we're not going to have a farm in front of the house. So now it's roses and lilies and grass. But since she's the boss, I have to keep quiet. However, my peppers never grew. Tomatoes were fine, my beans were fine. I'll come outside every day, harvest some beans, make my own bean stew from my garden, and I was proud. But the peppers just could not germinate. And then I realized that it wasn't just the pepper seed, but it was the soil in front of the house wasn't just good for the seed to grow. The seed was fine, but the soil was wrong. And all too often, that's what we get wrong. That this child is wrong, this child is wrong. No, it's the teaching method and the class that is wrong. Nobody is ever wrong. Everybody has got an ability one way or the other. It's how you are trying to impart in that child that sometimes you get wrong. I don't believe that I am not educable or not a clever person. It's just I did not get the opportunity to learn the way I would have wanted to. More experimental, more physical, more visual. So parents and teachers out there, find a good soil for the seeds you have in your home and your class, and they will germinate. Thank you.
Find this good soil to pull the seed and they will germinate. What more can I add? Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.